Seth Rollins, pew 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 pew, did some AEW pew pew shoot references on this episode of Monday Night Raw. I am Luke Owen, DAD, and I'm joined by Sullivan Bo Brown.
Hello.
Welcome to the WrestleTalk Podcast Raw Review. Please click the subscribe button if you're new here. Press the thumbs up even if you're not new here. Or you should all go and do it right now. Every single one of you. Do it this second.
Please.
And of course, get in your Ultrachats, get in your thoughts, because we'll read out every single one of your comments above the $5. That is WrestleTalk.com/support. Sullivan Bo Brown, welcome back to the WrestleTalk Podcast.
Thank you.
Back by popular demand.
Oh, I'm glad.
And it's good as well, because you were just telling me there you've misspelt all of your notes.
Yes. Yes, don't know what any of this means. Very confusing.
Yeah. But we're going to kick things off talking about what I would think is quite comfortably the best thing on this episode of Raw.
Yeah.
I thought this segment was absolutely awesome.
Yes.
I thought both guys, one more so than the other, really knocked it out the park. And I thought the brawl they had some really good intensity and had some really good fire. And I thought it was excellent for two reasons, which we'll get into shortly. But just to recap, Cody Rhodes came down. No countdown to Cody this week. He just came out.
Yeah. What the hell?
They were counting down to something else instead. He's been superseded by a different countdown.
From what's going on?
I know, poor old Cody. So anyway, no countdown to Cody this week. Instead, Cody came out. It's about sort of the top of the first hour, I think. And he cuts his usual Cody Rhodes promo. My dad was Dusty.
Yep. Do you remember who my dad is?
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes was my dad's name.
NXT. Seth Rollins was in NXT.
Yep.
Brings me over to Seth Rollins. I think Cody is almost struggling because he's been in the same feud now for like 3 months. It's like, well, I've said everything I need to say about him. So.
There's not much else to say.
Yeah, so I'll just reiterate the point. My dad's Dusty Rhodes.
Once again,
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes.
And then Seth Rollins comes out. Seth Rollins does this from the crowd. I don't quite know why, but he did it from the crowd. And he had some amazing lines in this. The two ones that we want to sort of highlight were the two big AEW references. Yeah. Because since Cody has come back, we haven't really alluded to it.
No.
We've said he's been gone for 6 years.
Yes.
We haven't seen him for 6 years. One of the commentators, I don't know why he said he hasn't wrestled for 6 years.
He might have ring rusted.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. It was the pay-per-view, wasn't it? It was a Backlash.
Yeah.
And Kevin Owens the next week on Raw was like, "Why'd you say that? That's a really weird thing to say. He's wrestled loads." But they haven't really said. I would have thought out the gate they would have made some we know where you've been, we know what you've been doing. But this was the first time they've said anything about it.
Yeah, it's very It was quite exciting. It was get into that.
Yeah, so what Seth Rollins said, I haven't got the exact quote here. This is more or less what he said. That you left here 6 years ago. He was fired, but we'll step over that. You know, in the storyline, you left 6 years ago. And you and your friends, you and your little friends, I love that little friends, were trying to tear down what I was building.
Yeah.
Talking about, you left this company and then you started a rival promotion to try and tear down what I believe is the greatest wrestling promotion on the planet. And I was like, it didn't get the big, reaction from the crowd, but I think there was a good portion of people at home that understood the reference that would have had that big reaction. And that's one of the things I really liked about this promo was, and the references that you made, the second one we'll get into in a second, wasn't it was big enough that the hardcore audience would be like, "Oh, that's amazing. He made an AEW reference."
Yeah.
But it was subtle enough that a casual fan, will go straight over their head. And they'll be like, "Cool, grand. That's he did something, and I that's a reason for them to have a fight."
Yes.
They're not sat there being like, "What's he talking about?"
Yeah.
If you've never heard of an AEW, you're not sitting there like, "Oh man, I've no idea what he's talking about, and I'm now really confused."
Exactly. It's a very nicely done reference because there's so many things that if you go too hardcore, then people are just going to be like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, it's subtle enough.
Yeah.
There's a balance you've got to strike there, and I think it's something that AEW don't do particularly well. AEW just veer into the you're all a hardcore hardcore audience. You're all on the internet. You're all watching YouTube videos. Here is the thing.
Yeah.
And they all go like, oh my God, I'm a hardcore wrestling fan and I watch all the YouTube videos.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And they'll just go, oh, look who this is.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, look, it's Brody King. Because
Yeah.
we just expect you all know it. And everyone goes like, yeah, we do know who that is.
Yes.
Same with Danhausen and things like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
So it's catering to a different audience. And I think that's why this promo was so smart, because this was a shoot promo for a WWE wider casual audience. I thought it was pitched really perfectly.
Yeah.
The second line, though, I thought was so great, which is, you don't get to take a sledgehammer to the throne and then come back here and try and take it from me.
Yeah. So good.
Oh my God, it's such a great line. So well constructed, because it references the entrance that Cody had at at Double or Nothing 2019.
Yeah.
I'm going to double check. Was it Double or Nothing 2019? The chat might be able to help me out with this, because I wrote that in my notes. Double or Nothing 2019, and I wrote my review, and I went and I presented and everything. And it's only now that I'm sitting there, I was like, oh, I forgot to fact check that. I hope that wasn't Double or Nothing 20. If it was All Out, so then I was like, it was a Double or Nothing 2019.
And I'll tell you what, I'm no help to you.
Thankfully, everyone said I was right.
Oh, good.
Because I didn't check. And I've done that a couple of times in reviews before.
Oh.
I'm bad for it at times. But I'm like, oh, that's something. I'll check that later. And by later, I mean a week later after I post the video.
It's a lot of wrestling to keep up with, Luke.
I know, but the comments will let me know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great because Cody did that entrance at Double or Nothing 2019 where they had literally like a Triple H throne.
Yeah.
And he came out with a sledgehammer, the weapon of Triple H, and he destroyed that throne. Great symbolism to be like we are coming after you. This is a war. Wrestling war, the wrestling war is back, and you all overlooked me, and now look what I've created.
Yes.
Wonderful bit of visual. I think that, some people at the time didn't. Some people thought it was great. Others thought it was a bit heavy-handed.
Yeah.
I think it could be both.
Yes. Yeah, I think actually it was a bit both. Yeah.
I thought it was better than the golden shovel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But I thought it was a really nice line, because it is just not a case of, you don't get destroyed. It's coming back and taking it from me. Because while Cody's been gone, Seth has been the guy he ascended through NXT, Dusty's NXT, and like christened to be the next top guy in this company.
Yeah.
And this Cody fella has just walked back in here after everything that he did, after everything that he said, and he's been treated like this big welcoming hero. I thought it was a brilliant promo.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's what was nice is that what it showed was that the two matches previous to this have affected Seth. And that's a huge thing, is that in a feud where you're facing the same guy 3 times, very, very easy to make it seem like, well, really, actually, the matches don't really matter at this point, because they're just having the same match again. And it's nice that actually, clearly, they're affecting Seth, and that he's going like more and more personal and more digging into Cody and being like, actually, no, you're stealing this away from me. Now, this is, and it's going to be what I think. It makes you doubt for a second that maybe Cody won't. Because I'm not entirely sure who's going to win this next match now. I think I was a bit more like, oh yeah, I think Cody will win again. But actually, I do actually doubt maybe Seth will win one of these 3 matches. Yeah, he's got to win something soon.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why I think I said earlier though, this promo was great from a 2-pronged attack, but actually I think it's a 3-pronged attack. Number one, it adds some much needed heat to this feud, because I think you're right. Like, this is the 3rd match in as many months. This feud has cooled off somewhat, and I think that when they announced they're doing a 3rd match, there was like a, man, like again, like we're just, Cody was like, we're just gonna run it back, and just like, welcome back to WWE, Cody. You just get to wrestle the same lad on 3 different pay-per-views, and not advance at all. And it was like, I was like, oh, I'm ready for this to be done.
Yes,
and this promo here, just right at the right point, this is the go home promo. Point 2 for this has made me go like, oh man, I actually now want to see the match, which is the point of a promo. It's promotion.
Yes.
And like, this has really got, like, before I watched the episode of Raw, couldn't be asked. With Cody versus Seth 3. Wasn't asked. I've seen them wrestle twice already, and Cody's won both of them.
Yep.
So either Cody beats him thrice, or Seth beats him once, and really, nothing is gained.
Yes.
Like, nothing's gained, nothing's lost. We're just going to move on with stuff. Or worse still, they'll do a 4th match.
Please don't do a
which I was like, I mean, they kept saying on commentary, this is it, this is the final match, there's no more after this, and I'm like, well, we'll see. But if you're saying so.
Yep.
But having said that, now after this promo and then the brawl that they had here, you made the point of just like, Seth needs this, and like that has now made me so much more excited for the match.
Yes, absolutely. The brawl was great as well. Oh, really intense. Really, really, really good.
Because Cody's just like, hey, why are we talking? Like, why wait till Sunday? Let's do the fight right now. So Seth sort of comes down to the ring. He's like, no. We'll wait until Sunday. Cody's like, F this. Jets out of the ring, chase after him, and they did this wild brawl around ringside. Loads of security come out. A wild Curtis Axel appears to like break up the fight. And there's this massively wild brawl. And it was one of those brawls where they separate them. Then one of them escapes from the security and goes to beat up. And the crowd were chanting, this is awesome.
Yeah.
They were not doing that by the end of the night, and for understandable reasons. But I felt this was like one of the hottest things on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. It was my favorite thing on the whole show. And I'm looking forward to actually watching the pay-per-view match now.
Yeah.
Good.
I really do think that it's just... I loved everything about this. Yeah. I thought they did a really, really great job of it. I'm actually curious. Should we do a poll? Mod Mother, can we get a poll up? Who do we think is winning on Sunday? Cody or Seth?
Yes.
Because I'm curious now. And I wasn't curious before. But after this promo, after Seth really sort of like detailing why he needs this and like just laying it all out on the line, this is why this is important to me. And I think actually all of the AEW references that he did in there are crucial to this Seth Rollins character and this sort of Seth Rollins mission. This isn't just, I wasn't ready.
Yes.
This is more a case of now, like, you've beaten me twice. I kind of had everything that I've been told for the last 6 years to be a lie.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It means more than just this feud if Seth loses this next match. This is like, I was like the prodigal son, and now that's been taken away from me.
Exactly, yeah. And particularly like when Cody came back, I think one of the commentators said the prodigal son returns. So like the company, he was a Vince McMahon hand-picked opponent for Seth Rollins. So the ego of Seth to be like, am I not the golden goose anymore?
Yeah.
I think it'd be ready. I mean, currently Cody is storming the pole. Poor Seth.
Oh no.
Well,
poor Seth.
Sucks to be you, Seth. And I think I'm kind of unsurprised by it in a way, because I think a lot of people are presuming that Cody's going to be going for the world title in the summer.
Yep. So
like they need, and it's funny, like we kind of got Roman's next few feuds laid out, because we got the rumor has it it's going to be Riddle at Money in the Bank,
right? Then
it will be Drew, I think, then at Clash of Clans,
Clash at the Castle.
Clash of the Castle.
In a
sponsored by Clash of Clans.
What a boring match that would be.
Just going around tapping to get diamonds. Oh man, if I pay £50, I might get 5,000 diamonds.
By God, he's using in-app purchases.
He's pulled out the credit card. He won't have to pay for that for at least a month.
Drew's trying to sit there and do it.
I've got a poor credit score, man. Credit limit's low.
No, I can't take no more.
Fine, you win. You've got too many speeds. I don't know what Clash of Clans is. I never played it.
No idea what you'd do in it.
So anyway, next up we've got Riddle at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And then it's SummerSlam, isn't it? So it's Randy then at SummerSlam, then Drew at Clash at the Castle. So people are kind of saying, I guess Cody's the next guy after that. But Cody feels like sort of like you might want to do at SummerSlam. You want to do it like a really big event.
Yeah.
So maybe, I think that's why people are really on the Cody thing. So like, well, Cody's going to be going for the title. It's probably going to be him. But I don't know. Like maybe they'll get that first loss out the way.
Yeah. Because I wonder whether, if you do it at SummerSlam, the only problem is that because you've got Clash at the Castle and it seems so obvious that Drew is going to be facing Roman in that situation, do you save Cody for later? Because you kind of know that Cody's not going to win. And, you kind of know that anyway, but like...
And there are some people who think Cody may win the belt.
Maybe.
Like, there are some people that really do think that come the summer, Cody Rhodes will be your champion.
Possibly. I mean, possibly. It depends how much Roman's going into Hollywood. So.
That's exactly it. Now he's on this part-time schedule. It also depends on how much the company values Roman versus Rock with the belts on the line.
Yeah. As
opposed to just Roman versus Rock with the family table on the line.
Yes, yeah. And I think they want the belts.
I was going to say, knowing WWE, it's the belts. Well, let's see what you thought of Monday Night Raw and our topic at hand in the Ultra Chats. Get in your Ultra Chat, have your points heard. Join the conversation. WrestleTalk.com/support. This was left over from yesterday's stream that we did because it came in after the stream had ended. But Young on Watch, in reference to AEW Double or Nothing, said, I wasn't impressed with all the sharpshooters at Double or Nothing. They looked badly executed until Punk attempted it. Well, that's because if you want to Bret Hart's boys, then of course you're going to do it real good.
Yeah.
If you're CM Punk and you've watched 50,000 Bret Hart matches last week, you're probably going to be able to do a really good sharpshooter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He's seen every single one that's ever been done by Bret Hart, so that's fine.
He's seen all the ones you've not seen. On the subject of today's topic, however, Peter Mullins said, I love the referencing the competition. I love that this is overt so that we aren't left wondering if they will acknowledge the wider scene. So yeah, in summary, I love that you mentioned Simon Miller in the recap. Good job, Luke. Forbidden YouTube door. I did reference Simon Miller in that when I said, here's why. I very good joke, Peter. I liked it. Right, Dia. Hey, yo. Rollins versus Rhodes is easily the best thing on Raw. Probably didn't need to break the barricade, but that's just personal peeve. Don't know if it's just me, but I swear both Daivari brothers were helping separate Cody and Seth. Hello, Sullivan.
Hello.
I don't know if I saw either of the Daivari brothers there, but
sure.
Yes, I definitely saw Michael McGillicuddy. And yes. It's like, is that Michael McGillicuddy?
It's weird if that's... It's weird.
Yeah, I think he's trying out as a producer. It's like one of those sorts of oh, look, there's Sugar Shane Helms out there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, is that Michael McGillicuddy? You go backwards, go back 5 seconds. Is that Michael McGillicuddy? It is Michael McGillicuddy. Oh, yeah, he was trying out as producer, wasn't he? As reported by Fightful Select. Easily the best thing on Raw for me as well, particularly because this was an episode of Raw, which we'll get into when we kind of review it, but... Roman is your main guy. He's your champion. He's got both world belts. He's currently a part-timer now.
Yeah.
And that means he's not, and he hasn't been on Raw since he won the belts. So Raw has been lacking a top title. Orton is getting some time off as well now, hence the injury angle that they have done. So there's another top star that's gone. And in the lead up to WrestleMania, it was Brock Lesnar, it was Charlotte Flair. Both of them are gone as well. SmackDown at the moment feels like a really dead show. If Roman's not there, you've literally just got Ronda Rousey. It's why they keep taking over Randy Orton and Matt Riddle. They're like, look, we need some star power over here. Every match at Hell in a Cell is a Raw match.
Bloody hell.
There are no SmackDown matches at Hell in a Cell.
That's crazy.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that goes to show, the only storyline that SmackDown really has at the moment is Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin.
What a storyline.
What a story. I'm glad that's going 3 months. We'll have one more here from Charles Berg, who said, I'm so proud of Ciampa. He's proven that if you work hard and are consistently one of the best performers in every aspect, you can become a nobody jobber. It's so inspiring. Other than that, the show was okay. I did laugh when Dawkins high-fived The Miz.
Yes, I like that too.
I did indeed. So let's get into the rest of this episode of Raw, which I thought was, I said this in my review, so I'll put this out on Front Street now, a perfectly fine 2-hour show that unfortunately was 3 hours long.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And I think they themselves had booked a 2-hour show, and they were like, what do we do in the third hour? I don't know, 10 minutes of wrestling, and then recap packages and promo videos for the army.
So many.
Oh, I got through that third hour so quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's just skip. Skip. I've seen this skip. Skip. Okay, here's a match. Right, that's done. Skip. And actually, even when you got to the match, Liv and Rhea made their entrances, and then there was this big 10-minute video package for Memorial Day.
It was ridiculous. And it wasn't even Liv. Liv was in the ring on her own for ages.
I think Rhea was there as well.
And then Rhea turned. Yeah. And then they did another thing.
Oh, it was... so many like, all right, skip that, skip that, skip that, skip that. Okay, now we're running down the pay-per-view card, skip that. And then here comes Bobby Lashley and Omos. I'm like, man, is this really our main event? Hey, lads, we haven't thought this through.
Oh no, they might chuck some furniture around.
I wonder if someone will go through a table. But I thought the show opened quite hot, actually, because, it's talking about sort of the lack of star power that Raw might have. And I think part of the problem they had is that they front-loaded this first hour with all of the stars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this first hour had Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Open up the show, followed by Asuka, followed by Bianca Belair. Becky Lynch, I thought, cut a really fabulous little promo here.
Yeah.
I love this character of Becky Lynch. I think she's so much fun. She runs on spite and coffee.
She's like a firecracker. In terms of like her, she's gone a bit loopy.
She has, and so many things. Like she was like, I don't collect. Some people collect coins. Some people collect friends. I collect enemies. Like, yeah, Becky, I love that. And there was a moment when she shows Asuka winning Money in the Bank last year, and how then Becky used that to hand over the Raw Women's Championship because I left to create life like the god I am.
Becky Lynch talks like a banker from the 80s in the sense that, like, it feels like something that's fueling her promos. It's not, for legal purposes, absolutely, 100% it's not. But my God, it seems like...
I left here to create life like the god I am. And because, she's made a sort of a heel line, the crowd booed, and it sounded like they were booing childbirth. Boo! Boo! Reproductive. Boo! No, not like that. Boo!
You've got a baby.
Ugh, gross. I bet it poos. Oh no.
It's disgusting.
You're a mother. You sicken me.
In Becky's world, is every person who's ever had a child a god?
Only her.
Okay, that's fair.
Everyone else is just following her lead.
She started it.
Including our own mother. Asuka comes out. Usually wonderful Asuka. Yeah. Just like I love Asuka sort of like high-fiving at the fans. Be like, oh, hello, yes, hello. And high-fiving. Calling her big time baby, doing the big thing. Crying. So. She's so funny.
Yes, she's very fun.
And then Bianca Belair came out. And then Bianca Belair said, like, we've got a match to me and Asuka. And she goes, and after you kicked me last week, I've got some talking I want to do with you in the ring. And I'm like, it was an accident, right? Like, bit harsh. I feel like a bit harsh. I was like, you thick, mate. Like, she didn't mean to kick you in the face. Becky Lynch sat on you on purpose, and then she ducked out of the way, and Asuka kicked you by accident. And you were like, you kicked me last week. And I'm like, I didn't mean to.
Come on.
Watch the tape.
Give me a break. Get out of town. This is ridiculous.
Anyway, they all brawled, and that led into our match of Asuka versus Bianca Belair with Becky Lynch on commentary, and I've written here, which actually means we might get some good commentary for a change. I was right.
Yep.
It was a good match. I think my only criticism to lobby at this is the finish, which is Belair pinned Asuka clean.
Yeah.
Not great when you're leading into, she's the number one contender to the Raw Women's Championship. She's got the title match this Sunday. Particularly as well because she lost last week.
Yeah.
So if I'm building up a title contender, I wouldn't pin them twice in 2 weeks ahead of their pay-per-view match.
100%. I don't know why this match really happened in that sense. Like, I get it. It sort of builds up the feud a little bit more, but like, I think you should just keep them apart because then you don't get into this booking decision of like, oh, do we pin the champion or do we pin the contender?
Do we do a DQ?
Yeah, all of those are bad options. Don't do the match.
If you're looking at it, it's like, man, all three of these options are terrible. Well, we're going to do one of them. There's no option 4.
Do something else. Do a different match if you want to, but like, don't do this. Like, I thought. I mean, because the match was absolutely fine. I really liked Becky on commentary. I like that she described herself as crafty. I liked her glasses as well.
Wonderful glasses.
Amazing glasses.
She called herself a magician. She made Bianca Belair's title reign disappear in 26 seconds. Very good.
Very good. Very good.
That a lot.
But yeah, an odd decision to have Asuka lose this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want Bianca to lose this either. I suppose the best option is a DQ.
But we had 2 more of those later on.
Yeah. Oh, I've got stuff to say about that. It's pretty annoyed about that.
Up next, we had the Mysterios and Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens and Alpha Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I have watched Ezekiel pin Chad Gable twice in 2 weeks, and I got a third one here.
Yes.
Yep.
Very good.
Cool.
I liked that the commentators said that the match between Kevin Owens and Ezekiel will settle the dispute as whether Ezekiel is... And no, it won't. It will not settle it. It doesn't prove anything.
No, Kevin Owens can still say, no, I'm still right.
Absolutely. And Ezekiel can say, no, my name's Ezekiel.
Yeah.
And no one gets beaten up and then they go, all right.
Yeah.
I'm Pauline. Paul. I'm Phil. I don't know. You're not going to change your whole name just because you got beaten up in a match.
Yeah, I mean, who would change their match on a stipulation? That would be a foolish thing to do, Adam. There was a bit of miscommunication where Kevin Owens accidentally super kicked Chad Gable, and that led to the finish. And then after the match, I thought Kevin Owens' freak out was really entertaining.
Yes.
Really, really good. And Alpha Academy sort of stared him down and stuff. So we'll see what that comes off at the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got the Cody Rhodes promo. The only other thing I wanted to mention about this is that it's got one of my least favorite things in WWE, which their edict is don't sell injuries. Which means beatdowns mean nothing.
Yes.
Because it makes everyone look stupid.
Yeah.
They did this big beatdown angle last week. They even showed a recap package of Cody Rhodes struggling to leave the ring and oh no, I'll hand over my weight belt to this young child.
Yeah.
Struggling to walk to the back. Oh no, I will do this on my own. Then this week comes out smiling, happy vibe, and then you have the commentators being like, hard to believe he's smiling after the beatdown last week. I was like, he's clearly fine.
He's absolutely fine. He's absolutely fine.
This happened last week with Riddle after the big beatdown on SmackDown. Yeah. And he comes out high-fiving the fans and smiling. And Corey Graves is like, he's smiling through the pain. Just have him sell the injury then.
It's fine.
If the commentator's telling me that they're hurting, show me.
Don't put him on his normal scooter.
Put him on an injured scooter.
Yeah, on an injured scooter. A scooter with bandages, please.
Bandages around the scooter. The scooter got hurt as well. Up next was Alexa Bliss versus Doudrop.
Yeah. I mean, it's quick. And
at least it was quick, I guess.
It was very quick. I feel like, what's the point? I feel like Doudrop is sort of introduced all the time as like, oh, she's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
And then she's really easy to beat.
Yeah, everyone beats her real easily.
Really easily.
Yeah. This match was like 2.5 minutes.
Super quick. And it's like, they tried to sort of show a bit of a story in that 2.5 minutes. But, I mean, what can you do with... I mean, really, actually, it was probably too little time to really show any kind of story here. I don't really know what the point of this was.
No, and I think it highlights what Alexa Bliss's run is thus far, which is... I don't really know.
Yeah.
Like, she's come back, got this new character, but she's not doing anything. No. She's winning.
Yeah.
Like, she keeps winning on TV. She's beaten Sonya Deville a couple of times. Like, she's beaten Nikki ASH. She's beaten Doudrop here. I guess that they're pushing her towards being a Money in the Bank contender.
Yep.
Because they even recapped her winning it in 2018.
Yes.
So it almost feels like, okay, we're just giving her some wins here, giving her a bit of momentum leading into Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But at the moment, she just sort of feels like she's just on ice.
Yeah.
Like, just sort of just spinning her wheels until that comes around.
Yeah. It's very, very odd. I don't know why she's still got a little doll.
Yeah. I mean, well,
there it is up there.
That little doll there.
Yeah.
I guess the therapy was like, keep the doll.
Keep the doll.
Keep the doll.
Remember when you were sort of inhabited by some kind of sort of demon that wanted to eat the world?
Yeah.
Well, keep the doll at least.
I'm pretty sure that's standard in trauma recovery is to keep hold of the thing that caused you trauma.
It'll make you feel better.
Yeah. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it wasn't much of a match, really. Like, Bliss avoided the Vader bomb and then hit Twisted Bliss for the win. Poor Doudrop.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Doudrop. But yeah, Bliss is spinning wheels. And, like, grand, she's getting some wins leading into Money in the Bank. Usually I would say that's a thumbs up positive. My concern comes from the fact that it's not Money in the Bank until July 2nd. So, like, we've got another 4 weeks yet before we get to that. So.
Yeah. Oh, and there aren't that many people left for her to just beat up or win against. It's a weird one.
Yeah. But I guess she might win Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Then we got this segment.
What's going on? What is going on?
Was this segment? Sullivan, you and I we had the privilege of reviewing the wedding ceremony.
Yes.
Sorry, it wasn't a wedding ceremony.
Commitment ceremony.
Commitment ceremony. You're absolutely right. My apologies to the wedding community. No, this was MizTV advertised as MizTV with guests, the Street Profits.
Yeah.
Miz comes out. He says, Miz and Maurice is coming back next week.
Fantastic.
The Street Profits come out, and Miz acts like he wasn't expecting them to come out.
Yes.
And I'm like, they're your guests.
It was spoken about before they...
I think you book your guests, don't you? You don't have a team that's doing this.
Yeah.
They didn't inform you. The Street Profits come out, and they talk about matches that are happening at the pay-per-view they're not involved in.
Yes. Very weird. Very, very, very weird.
They then made fun of The Miz, and then the 24/7 division appeared. And the 24/7 division did moves. Not on the champion, just with each other.
Yeah.
Like, R-Truth and Apollo Crews just did moves together.
Yeah.
T-Bar was doing moves. I was like, what am I watching?
What's going on? I said, this is what I've written here for this whole segment. This is the equivalent of like how 13-year-olds think just being random is really funny. That's what this is. Why is that funny? Oh, it's random.
It's random, innit?
Yeah, random.
Yeah.
Huh?
I've watched one episode of The Mighty Boosh, and I could do that.
Pretty certain there's no like craft gone into that.
No.
So
I put a mustache on a pineapple. I'm wacky.
that's exactly what all of this was.
Yeah.
We got two title changes in this.
Oh, yeah, we did, I suppose, because
yeah.
Tamina first pinned Dana Brooke.
Yep.
They actually did a sequence of moves.
Yeah.
And lots of reversals and stuff. I don't know why. The Street Profits were just standing there, just watching. Where did the Miz go?
They all just left. How rude this all is. I want this also to be, this is something I've realised throughout this whole episode of Raw, and in general for the last, like, few years, I think, of Raw. Everyone is so rude with their interruptions. Come on, no one let anyone finish a sentence? Just one sentence. I think the Miz got about 3 words into his sentence before the Street Profits came out.
I know, they got his tiny little plug-in for Miz and Maurice.
Yeah,
that was it.
That was about it. And then suddenly, like, the guests that you've booked on imagine you're watching Conan O'Brien, and then the guest just came out midway through one of his gags.
Yeah.
You'd be furious.
You'd be like, that's pretty rude.
It's really rude.
They tried some comedy that was, I've written here, they do some comedy that is sort of funny. That sounded so much more backhanded than I intended it.
You really damned that with faint praise, yeah.
It sounds like some of the comments we get on our skip videos. And Tozawa pinned Tamina. I've then written, what was that?
Yep. What happened there?
What is The Miz doing on Raw at the moment? He just feels like he just wanders into other people's feuds.
Yeah.
But the Street Profits aren't in a feud at the moment. So, like, this was a collection of people not doing anything, and they would just fill in time.
Yeah. I don't know. One of the other things I was writing was like, I really hope this doesn't mean the Street Profits get in any way involved with the 24/7 title. Ooh. Thankfully, they didn't get involved with this, and it just is confusing. Yeah. But I take it being confusing over them being involved in it, because they're too good for that. All
They'll
right?
just stand there being like, nah, I'm done with that.
I'm all right.
I'm all right. If I get that, I've got to do so much other crap segments.
I'd rather do nothing than do this. Because the Street Profits are great. I don't know why they're not doing something.
Well, it's because all the tag belts are on the Usos now.
Yeah.
And like, they're feuding with the broken boyfriends of Randy Orton and Rick Boogs. Up next, we got Mustafa Ali versus Ciampa, with Austin Theory out for commentary. No entrance for Ciampa, so only took you a handful of weeks to make him feel unimportant.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
It's impressive.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what's even better about that is that they didn't make this a #1 contender match. It was only if Ali won, he would get a which was odd.
Because he lost one of those 2 weeks ago. So I don't know why he's got a second one here.
Yeah, absolutely. And why not put the doubt a little bit more in people's mind as to who's going to win by making it a #1 contender match? You can still have the same winner. That's fine. You can have everything else the same.
Yeah.
But if you do that, then you go, okay, well, Ciampa's got a reason to fight. Otherwise, he's just fighting.
So, okay, right. I thought some of this was quite good, and then it all completely fell apart at the end.
Yeah.
So what happened here is that Theory gets out of his seat because he was doing commentary, and he beats up Mustafa Ali in front of the referee, causing a DQ. So Ali wins.
Yeah.
So first of all, you're thinking like, well, he's a bit
Yes.
thin, because the whole point of this story is that he doesn't want to face Ali for the title. It's why he booked him against Veer, because he knew that Veer would destroy Ali. It's why he wanted, he didn't think he was going to win here, because he doesn't think that Ali is good enough to face for the championship. The truth is, he's running scared of Ali, so he doesn't want to have this match. So he's trying to book him into situations that Ali can't win, so he doesn't have to defend the belt against him. So you're like, well, why did he do that then? And that's because Theory, he's one step ahead of us. He's playing chess while we're playing checkers. Where he said, that title match is right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
really good.
Great.
Love it.
Really good. And he beats him really, really quickly.
Yeah.
Ali gets a little flurry in there, which Austin Theory sort of was like, oh, no, my God, he's getting a panic and quickly hit your finish and get the win. Thought all of that was really, really grand.
Yeah.
And I thought Ali's selling of all of this was terrific.
Yeah.
With the whole like desperate man trying to fight because he really wants to win this title. I thought it was really, really good. And then Adam Pearce comes out. And Adam Pearce says, while you were having your match, you should have been checking your text messages.
No, you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
Not during a match.
Absolutely not. And he said, I'm here to speak on behalf of Vince McMahon. I'm like, why isn't Vince here doing this then? Why hasn't Vince been on TV he's just stopped being a character on TV, but is still referenced as a character on TV.
All the time.
All the time in these segments. So he says, I'm speaking on behalf of Vince McMahon, and he wants to have a rematch this Sunday, so Ali is fit and ready. I don't know why this wasn't just an Adam Pearce decision.
Yeah.
I don't know why Vince McMahon had to be involved in this, particularly because he wasn't there. And also it makes no sense with the Vince McMahon-Austin Theory dynamic that they've been doing.
Totally.
But what bugged the absolute piss out of me, and this really did bring my piss to a boil, was that Austin Theory was like, all right, cool, yeah.
Yeah! He should be furious.
Should be really mad. Like, oh no, the whole point is I'm trying to run away from this guy. And he's like, yeah, cool, a fair fight.
Oh, okay.
Fair fight.
Well, fair dues.
Yeah, I suppose I did screw him out of a title match there. So, when you say it that way, I guess I probably should have a fair fight with him. What was this?
Yeah, didn't make any sense.
No.
He was totally accepting of something that he should be furious about. It didn't make any sense.
And he could have had a really good heel freak out, be like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But
totally.
instead he's like, oh no, cool, yeah, I'll have a match then. Don't bother me.
Yeah.
Probably going to win anyway.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It completely undersells the match, that reaction. It makes it go like, okay, well, I guess Theory's just going to win. Then,
yeah.
I guess.
Or, I mean, it's in Ali's hometown, which means he probably isn't winning.
But it could have had a lot more stakes, and in the end, he just was fine with it.
Yeah, there were so many bits of this that were all in the right place.
Yeah.
They were building a really, really good Lego tower. And then it turns out they forgot a really crucial bit in step one. And then when they put it down, it all fell to pieces.
Yeah, absolutely. They did a really good job with making this make sense and like making it make really good sense. And now look at it.
Yeah. And now look at it. Riddle and Nakamura cut a promo. The two lads without partners currently. But I actually quite like the fact that these two sort of come together. I think it's actually quite a nice little storyline against the Bloodline.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a nice little bit of storytelling, actually. A bit of advance in the storyline, particularly while Orton isn't around.
Yep.
And Rick Boogs is out with an injury.
Yeah, exactly. And they've both got MMA backgrounds, and so they make a nice little team together in that sense. Yeah.
The Ronin and the Bronin, as Matt Riddle called them.
That's great.
So that was very good. So they had a match with the Usos, a championship contenders match with the Usos. Guess what, guys? This was real good.
Yeah.
Because Matt Riddle's great. Shinsuke Nakamura's great.
Yep.
The Usos are great.
Yep.
What happened for the finish?
Oh, I was going to swear there.
You've already done that in the podcast outro.
Oh, no. Oh, apologies, podcast outro people. I didn't even know. Yep. They ruined it.
Yeah, they ruined it, didn't they?
It's a really good match.
Really good.
Really, really, really good match. But just like, first of all, I think a championship contenders match, I don't like a match where you're facing off against the champions to earn the right to face the champions. I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's a stupid idea. But to have it's essentially kind of almost like a very similar finish to the previous match that was just on.
Yeah.
And having the Usos look really stupid by attacking them with a scooter.
Yeah, right in front of the referee. Like, you said it was similar to, like, and you're right.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same as the previous finish, just attacking them out from outside the ring with something else.
Yep.
Right in front of the referee.
Now ensures they're going to have another
match. Like, this made the Usos look like absolute morons.
Really stupid.
When, I can't remember who it was, Jimmy or Jay, whichever one it was, hit him with the scooter. The other lad was like, what are you doing?
Which, to be fair, is really good because at least it makes sense that he's like, what is going on? What are you doing here?
So then I thought, oh, what, are we setting dissension between the Usos? And then they just worked together to beat them up afterwards. And I was like, oh no, I think they're fine.
We worked through it.
Yeah, very briefly. He said to me, I thought it'd be funny. And I was like, yeah, fair point. I once put a mustache on a pineapple. I totally get it.
Tozawa won the 24/7 championship.
May as well. Waka waka. And then after all of this, because you're like, well, I guess they don't want to beat up the champions and have them left laying. What happened at the end? Matt Riddle hits an RKO and lays them both out and they stand tall. I'm like, why don't you just have them win then?
It doesn't make any sense.
You're gonna go to the trouble of them having a second match between these four men. Just have them win this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, because they're not going to win the titles, I don't think.
No, I wouldn't have thought
so.
No.
It doesn't make any sense. Keep the titles on the Usos, that's great. Riddle and Nakamura aren't really, you want RK Bro to come back, and that's going to happen relatively soon. So they're not going to win the title, so it's fine if they pick up a really sneaky win. That, they've managed to sort of not cheat, but roll them up sneakily or whatever.
Yeah, I was really, really disappointed with this because I was enjoying the match, and I think that's a testament to how good these lads are. Because, as I said in my edited review, I have watched Matt Riddle wrestle the Usos 10 times since March 28th. That was 9 weeks ago. I watched them wrestle 10 matches in 9 weeks. I'm very much ready to not watch Matt Riddle wrestle one of the Usos, or either of them, or both of them together.
That's a lot.
And yet, I watched this match, I'm like, still dead good though, isn't it?
Yeah. It's really, really good. They're really, really great wrestlers.
Good,
They're doing great work.
Rivens, I do not need to see them have another match together, and I'm going to.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Which brings us to, and I wish that was the closing of the show. Actually, I wish the Cody thing was the main event of the show, because then we got the final hour of this show, which was Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, and bloody hell, they were. I didn't have this in my edited review because people are a bit sensitive to this. I understand why, but I'm going to say it here because I think some people will at least find it funny. I've written here: Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. They have to stand in the ring for ages while Raw announces its latest signing, the U.S. Army.
Oh, what a signing there.
Yeah, well, what a signing. I mean, the crowd were really into it. They were chanting USA. Yeah. They were really into it. And actually, I think the video package distracted from the start of the match because this very patriotic crowd was still chanting USA.
Yeah.
Very much into it.
Yeah.
And this was a perfectly fine match.
Yep.
AJ and Priest came down. What happened? Oh, Liv won.
Yep, Liv won.
Everyone beat each other up afterwards. The babyfaces stood tall and they all did a 2-sweet in the middle of the ring. Nice little solid build for the 6-man.
Absolutely.
That they've got this weekend.
Yep. I'd imagine that, it probably will be, because Edge wasn't there. So I imagine it's going to be different when the 6-man happens.
Exactly, yeah. It's who's got the numbers advantage, which has been a whole Judgment Day thing until these lads all got together and stuff. So I think that was okay. It was a 10-minute match.
Yeah.
And then the main event segment of this was a Musk versus Bobby Lashley in a contract signing. And I've written here, this has the least amount of heat on anything on Raw.
Absolutely.
This crowd, no matter where they go in the country, do not care about a Moss versus Bobby Lashley. And we have been watching this for a long time now.
Very long time.
Since the middle of March, these two have been feuding.
Yes.
That's a while ago.
And at no point has it really mattered.
No, it's not been good. And we're about to watch them have their 4th match. Good luck with the reaction, Sullivan.
I enjoy that it's going to be a handicap match. That'll be different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Cedric came down to take all the bumps again, because that's what he's there to do.
Very fun.
They put a Moss through a table. But that was the whole last hour. Was that 10-minute match?
Yeah.
And that final segment that was probably, 10 minutes at most?
It wasn't long at all.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, oh, they're going to have another segment at the end here. I suppose they're going to have to. There is 10 minutes left of this show. But what's been going on for it? It's been filling and filling and filling.
20 minutes of TV time of 60. So much of this was just like, here's what happened earlier on Raw. In case you missed it, here's what happened. This final hour is going to do a dreadful number.
Yeah, surely.
I was so shocked by this.
Yeah, I mean, who's keeping this on?
Yeah, right? Like, if you are watching this at home, if you watch this live, and you get into you've watched your 5th video package, are you not like, okay, well, I think I've probably seen all I need to see from this episode because all that's left is Bobby Lashley and the Moz, and no one cares about that.
Absolutely. A contract signing that really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And actually, the signing of it was relatively normal. And then, oh no, they've got into an argument. But no, we're so angry, we're going to clear all this furniture that might be dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got a match this Sunday.
Oh, we're going to clear away this table so that we can bring in a new table.
A breakable one.
Stupid.
I thought this final hour was dreadful.
Yeah.
And I scored this in the review 3 out of 5 because I thought, it's perfectly fine, serviceable, wrong. It's the go-home show. I think actually that might have been generous. I think I probably should have gone for 2 out of 5, particularly because that third hour.
Yeah. Even
when you're skipping through it, it's just like, all right, okay, what else is next?
Yes. I think if you're skipping through it, I think it is a 3 out of 5 because you're like, okay, it's just these very short segments and a bunch of recap stuff that you can skip through very easily. If you're watching it live, that's a 2 out of 5 show.
Yeah.
And that's all down to that third hour. Up until then, I was enjoying it perfectly.
I was all right with it.
Yeah.
I thought the Usos match was really good, apart from the finish. I thought the Ali stuff was really good, apart from the finish.
Yeah.
I thought the Cody segment was great. I thought the Asuka stuff was great.
Yeah.
Apart from her getting pinned, of course. But I thought the promo work between them all was really good.
Yeah.
Some really, really good stuff with this. Solid build for Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
So this final hour was dog ass. It was ugly.
It really was.
Well, let's see what you all thought with the rest of your Ultra Chats. We do also have the result of our poll.
Oh, great.
So, who is winning this Sunday? Cody versus Seth. Poor old Seth Rollins, 21% of the vote. Oh, boy.
No.
Oh, Seth.
Oh, I don't think he's winning.
Old Colby Lopez. We were talking about wrestlers' real names earlier, weren't we? And sort of like wrestlers who've got their first names and you hear their real names. You hear them, you're like, really? That's your real name?
Yeah.
Like, they sound like real names.
No.
Colby Lopez is one of the... I don't know. I have never seen or heard of a person called Colby in my life.
No, absolutely not. That's the name of a steam train.
The Colby Express.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is.
Developed by Simon Colby.
Yeah.
Apologies to anyone who's watching this called Colby. I've never met you.
No.
So I do apologise for
and
it.
I never will.
Because you're not real. Yeah, I was talking about Billy Gunn's real name is Monty Sop.
Yep.
I was a kid. I thought Billy Gunn was really cool.
Yeah.
His surname's Sop.
And Terry Brunk for Sabu is my favourite.
Terry Brunk.
What's brilliant about it is that it sounds like they've gone like, what's your name? Oh, my name's Terry Brunk. No, it isn't. You're a fan of Terry Funk, and you've just made up that name. No, my name is really Terry Brunk. No, it isn't. It's Sabu. We're gonna call you Sabu. All right, fine.
NPC and CBW.
Terry Brunk. So stupid.
Oh, dear. Oh. Anyway, Deadlock EXC says, anyone else noticed that the Anarchy in the Arena match somehow had less camera cuts than any forgiven 5 minutes of Raw or SmackDown? Yeah, I mean, people were ragging on Anarchy in the Arena, but it was easier to follow than some of the action on Raw.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Riot DR, there are 3 things that WWE do that cause me to audibly groan. Championship contenders match is #1 most annoying phrase in wrestling on the scale of ugh. The other 2 is everyone saying Seth freaking Rollins and Amos and Lashley's feud.
Yes, I agree with all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Really hate him being called Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, I am. I don't know why you would bother changing that.
No, it's fine. Very odd.
It is. And like, I mean, I will correct you there, right, Dia. It's the Nigerian giant Amos and the almighty Bobby Lashley's
Yes.
Thank you to CJ Lily for your donations. Legit Underboss said, yes, it was both Daivari brothers. No, P.D. Williams was out there. Was he?
Oh my goodness.
No way. P.D. Williams. The creator of the Canadian Destroyer.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what royalty.
Yeah.
Love P.E. Williams. Tails P said, Seth has to stop this returning fan favorite from taking over. Sounds familiar. At least this rivalry should be high enough level to blow off at the pay-per-view. Alexa works great with giants like Doudrop. Keep it up. Did everyone forget Nikki won the last Money in the Bank? Yes, I did actually.
Yes, I also forgot that.
Yeah. She was women's champion last year.
Yeah, and now she's just a friend of Doudrop.
Also, I do love all those IGM references in there. So I thoroughly enjoy that. You're right. Alexa Bliss does work great with giants. Problem is, like, okay, so I had Alexa Bliss. I've still got Alexa Bliss as my champion on Raw, much to my chagrin. Bloody hell, me and him. Just win the belt already. I interfered on your behalf and you still lost, you big div. Handpicked champion. Someone said in the comments, like, and they're completely right. I was like, why don't you just put the belt on China because she's way more popular than Mia Yim? And I was like, you're right, but I've got it in my head that Mia Yim is my handpicked champion. So I'm running with this thing, despite the fact everything is working against me to do this. I'm like, no, she's my handpicked champion, and she keeps bloody losing.
She's rubbish. Just do China.
So I was like, why didn't you get someone else to feud with Alexa Bliss? It's like there aren't enough female giants in the roster for the cruiserweights to work with.
No.
But yes, you are right. I should have done that. Charles Berg said, I could definitely see some Hans Lander in Jurgen Flop.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we go into this in the CBW podcast, the influences for Jurgen. So if you want to find out about that, I recommend getting a Patreon.
Yeah, absolutely. Patreon.com/WrestleTalk.
Yes.
And you can hear yourself, Tom, head of creative, and Adam Blompier break down the second episode of CBW.
Yeah.
Go through this new character. There's one of those influences that you said, I was like, oh, that is what it is. Yes. Oh, it was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Really, really good. Thank you for all the kind words that you said about me and Ollie as well.
Oh, I love the precious metals. You guys are great.
Thank you. I'm actually quite self-conscious about the second series. I think I'm going to be on the next episode of the Backstage podcast, the third episode that will go up on Saturday. I've got something I'm going to get off my chest because I don't know if this is my best series. And there's a lot of things like, I've had my time again. I'd actually much prefer to have done it this way.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Well, I look forward to listening to that.
Yeah, I've got some things to say. Anyway, Charles also says, for me, the scariest characters are always human, like Lander or John Lithgow in Dexter. Love John Lithgow and Dexter. He was amazing. Also, CBW Season 1 inadvertently introduced me to Dimension 20 and Critical Role, so a big thank you from me. You're very welcome. Pina Mullins said, on a total tangent, my wife has been going through a rough time lately. She's a posh, fancy and kind lady. She loves you, Sullivan. I don't know why.
Oh, lovely.
But seriously, your antics over the various channels have given her so much joy, which gives me joy. Thank you, sir.
Oh, that makes me very happy to hear. Oh, that's great.
Kevin, as a CBW fan, I love the "Are you booing childbirth?" line in the review. Might consider turning Silver Bro heel.
I could Silver Bro ever be a heel?
Darn it. Yeah, I mean, what if?
What if?
But what if?
But what if?
Ten Ruzza said, couldn't give two Fs about anything on WWE. Laughed when I saw the LED screen truck drive around in Vegas advertising Money in the Bank with Cody's big face. The nerve. Lads, do yourself a favour and watch all of the Best of the Super Juniors action this weekend. Sad Liverpool lost you the Champions League. So, I mean, I said this to Andy in the office. Yep. I'm not really a follower of club football. International football, I think, is terrific.
Yeah.
But I've stopped watching club football. However, it's never not funny to see Liverpool lose.
Absolutely.
It's one of the funniest things in the world.
Oh, it's very fun.
It's actually hilarious.
It's hilariously, outrageously funny.
Yeah, because I think Liverpool fans, it's our year, this one. Oh, man, this one's our year.
Yeah.
And it sometimes isn't.
And also, you must be happy because you're a blue. You're Evertonian.
We're the blue, the pride of Merseyside.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And stayed up. Managed to stay up. Absolutely brilliant.
So that's like 100 and how many years is it now in top flight football?
Oh, unbelievable.
It's well over 100 at this point.
Yeah, because it's 1800 Everton was set up.
Exactly. Yeah. Been very sad if they had relegated.
I genuinely was really worried about it and very, very, very happy when they got promoted. It would have gotten promoted, stayed up.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, because I don't follow club football now, but it was one of the things I was kind of keeping an eye on. It's be like, I hope we don't go down. It doesn't matter. I couldn't name you 5 Everton players, but or who our manager is or anything like that. But I'm like, I hope we don't go down though. Oh, it's Frank, isn't it?
It's Chelsea legend Frank Lampard.
Of course, I should have known.
Yes.
Having said that, always funny when Liverpool lose things.
Absolutely.
Because Liverpool fans get so mad about it.
Oh, God, they feel like they're entitled to the world.
Oh, it gets such a little hissy fit on, and it's really...
No, it's not fair.
Oh, it's not fair. We should have won that one.
Oh, it's not fair, no.
Actually, really, it's just like, we should have won that one because...
Yeah, they're all from Surrey. No, really, we should have won that one.
Really, when you look at it, I think we actually put on a really good performance this year.
We did really, really well. I'm just absolutely furious. Absolutely furious. You know, the referee was very, very biased against us. All right, Liverpool fans.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Stevie G falling over.
I could watch that every day.
Oh, I could do. I really could do. I might watch it in a minute. Anyway, Danny G said, quick one, not about the graps while Sullivan is on. I'm not really a board gamer, but I enjoy No Rolls Barred. I've never watched Blood on the Clock Tower as the length is a bit intimidating. Title of your sex tape. Gave the live one a go, and now I'm hooked. Great game, great series. Sock Puppet Sullivan is obviously my favourite.
Oh, thank you. He's got to appear a few times more, maybe. Maybe if we do more live shows.
Oh, he's going to be the next live one.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying Blood on the Clock Tower. We really enjoy making them.
Yes.
Ten Ruzza said, Hell in a Cell is such a nothing show. Are we going to go through a quiet period for WWE until Royal Rumble now? No, SummerSlam's coming up.
Yep.
They'll do, and it's both in July, like that, Money in the Bank. So I think we'll have a good lead up into Money in the Bank because they'll want to push that. And then we'll have a good 4 weeks going into SummerSlam.
Yep.
Then that'll probably cool off a little bit until we get to Crown Jewel in November.
Yeah. And maybe Clash of the Castle might be really good as well, actually. I'd be really interested to see what they do with that.
Particularly because it should be Drew and Roman.
Yes.
So like there should be some fairly good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Maybe not on Raw, but certainly on SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Matt Carney said, a few reviews ago, Luke said, with no regard for good taste and courtesy, the word crivens live on air. Is this the kind of gutter language you so-called civilized people at WrestleTalk feel is okay to expose your audience to? I am frankly shocked.
Yeah, you got to calm down.
So I'm trying to get into this thing now. I think a few people have pointed out, like, I'm trying to stop saying, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a religious man. So I feel it's actually, like, it's probably a bit insulting for me to do that sort of thing. So I'm trying to say that as, like, Jesus Christ. Like, I'm trying to stop myself using the Lord's name in vain because I'm not a religious man. So I am trying to find new ways of saying it, which is why I keep saying Christmas Day, because it's just, like, that's my new replacement thing. Also, got a child around the house. Shouldn't swear in front of the child.
Yeah, absolutely.
Soaks things up like a sponge.
Yeah.
And is often wet as one as well because she wheezes all the time. And so, like, my wife will drop something, go like, F, and they go, oh, sorry, fudge. So it's too late now.
It's not going to help. Oh, dear.
10 Reza said, last one from me, lads. Mighty Boosh is incredible. Love me some Noel Fielding. Quizzlemania is going to be really weird this week. Mixing kayfabe into the real world of kayfabe. After this Quizzlemania, please get Wale and Sam Roberts on again. And Sullivan and Damo. RJ City too. It feels like you booked the next few lineups for Quizzlemania there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so Quizzlemania this Wednesday. It's CBW takes over Quizzlemania. So it's Golden Joe and Silver Bro. Not as a tag team. You're going to be on there as Jurgen Flop. And Laurie Blake is going to be back on. Hasn't been on Quizzlemania since Quizzlemania 2.
Wow.
This is Quizzlemania 48.
That's amazing.
And the reason why Laurie hasn't been back since 2 is because he was hounded off by people because he didn't take it seriously enough. And he did it from his toilet. And people got really mad at him for not taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I'm not doing him anymore.
Yeah.
So he's making his big return as Tony the Milkman. But I don't think we'll be doing it in character. I think that would be a bit much.
Well, somebody's asked that I do it all in German.
I saw German Dan ask you to do that.
Yeah. I can't speak very good German.
I actually applaud you when I rewatched Series 2 when we were doing the funeral thing, which is one of my favourite things that's ever happened on the show. It's so funny rewatching it. We're all like whispering and stuff because we're trying to be respectful.
Yeah.
And you were giggling. Because I can't remember why you were giggling. Oh, it's because Tom said mall bearers.
Yes.
And you were there going like... And I went, Sullivan, please be respectful. This is a funeral. And you went, Schumalaya. In German, I was like, oh my God, he stayed in character.
Oh, yeah. You know, I got a message from somebody who I think is from Germany or Austria, who messaged. I did an Austrian character called Heimlich Maneuver on Instagram for a bit, and I haven't looked at that Instagram for a very long time. They messaged me today on my personal Instagram account saying, in German, but luckily I can speak enough German to sort of understand that. Hello, are you the twin of Heimlich? I've seen him doing his maneuvers and they're very good. I think he's fully aware that we are the same person, but it's very good. And I was very impressed that I could actually understand like this whole, it was a whole paragraph of text.
You could have done a whole Ezekiel Elias thing with him.
Nein.
Tails B said, how do we have a Memorial Day episode of Raw and this be the time that WWE decides, let's not have Lacey Evans show up? Oh yeah, we didn't talk about this. Lacey Evans was advertised last week for a match.
Yeah.
And she didn't have one.
And she's a veteran, isn't she?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Why didn't that happen? I bet there'll be some report from 5 War Select this week. Nate S. Between listening to your review of Raw and watching the My GM series, WWE 2K22 has to be the most true-to-life video game ever. Sounds like someone panic-booked this show before the time ran out and they forgot their notes for the main event. P.S. The Jenga video was so much fun.
Oh, I'm glad you like the Jenga video.
You lads with the boxing gloves. I turned to my wife and said, well, this will be over quickly. What happened?
I don't know. We got into a Zen mode, and we were, and then we went mad. Then we started singing "Feed the Birds."
It was incredible. Yeah, no, you're right. There's like, so there's some people talking about My GM. It's like I don't know why like they're so bad at this game. So because we give ourselves no time to get good at it. Because we have 7 minutes to book a show. We're talking about if we ever do a second series, we're going to reduce our time and only give ourselves 5 minutes to do the show, which would be great because you spend that first minute just doing emails.
I love My GM. It's a great series. Really,
Thank you very
really
much.
Fun.
I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Damien Drake. I turned on Raw at the top of the 3rd hour to see what was going on. Oh, Damien. Oh, no.
No, you've done it all wrong.
I saw Riddle make his entrance for the tag match and the graphics for the contract signing event, and I thought, nah, I'm good. I'll just watch Ted Lasso instead.
Very good choice.
Good choice there. And lastly, Gabriel Reyes says, just dropping in to say that I'm so excited for CBW Invade Quizlemania. Also, so excited for Board Game Club today. I have 2 copies of Infection at Outpost 31 and will be excited to see others play this as well.
Yeah, I think this is one of my favourite board game clubs that we've ever recorded. It's very stressful.
I'm really excited to watch it. I know nothing of it as well. Like I haven't seen any of the cuts that we've done for this, even though like, you know, I could easily watch them, but I haven't. So I'm going to be watching it with my wife tonight or over the next few days. But I will be watching it with a bit of tear in my eye. I was supposed to be on that episode.
What happened?
Well, it was the episode where, like, it was because I was going to do the live Clock Tower run as well, which I couldn't do then because I was like on holiday and then I was doing all the stuff with my kids' sleeps and stuff, like trying to get her better. So I had to give up my board game club spot, and it was that episode. I think it was that episode and
Mafia de Cuba.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
I hope you go to your daughter and say, "You don't know what you've done."
I'll show it to her in like 10 years' time and be like, I could have been on there. That should have been me. I don't know who my replacement was either in the episode. I don't know who Adam drafted in at the end.
I'm not clear.
But I could have pointed at that person like, that should have been me.
Let's say it's Laurie.
Because I think as well, like I was also going to be on the Betrayal episode as well. Oh, which I'd have loved because I love playing Betrayal.
Yes.
At Legacy. Oh, sorry, at House on the Hill. Well, I haven't played the new edition of it yet.
Well, I'll say I think the haunts are more fun. The components are very cheaply put together.
A bit like the original one, then.
Yes.
There's little plastic tabs that go around. It's like, these don't work.
Yep.
These are rubbish.
Oh, look, this is ripping. That shouldn't rip.
This early into buying it, eh? But that is all we have got time for on this edition of the podcast. You can go check out that episode of Board Game Club over on No Rolls Barred. It goes live in 2 hours.
Yes, at 6 p.m.
Yeah, 6 p.m. There's a clock right there, Sullivan.
Oh, yes, of course there is.
It's right as well.
Yes.
So yeah, you can go and watch that over on Board Game Club and on PartsFUNknown tomorrow. CBW invades Quizzlemania. We're going to have a reet laugh doing that. Here on the podcast channel, however, you and Adam Blompier will be here in person doing the Hell in a Cell predictions as you once again face for the Jam That Championship.
Yes.
You confident?
No.
Oh, good. Make sure you watch, everyone.
No, I am confident. I'm going to win. Yeah.
Oh, good. I like to see this from you, Sullivan.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you, Sully.
Thanks.
Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow here on the podcast channel because Saturn SP3 will also be reviewing NXT. Take care, everyone. Jam that jam.
Jam that jam.